रङ्गयात्रा दिने दिने तमहं शिरसा वन्दे राजानं कुलशेखरम्। Let us chant from verse number 9. Together, Chintayami harimev santatam mandamandahasitananambujam Nandagopatanayam paratparam Naradadimunivrindavanditam Sarasijanayane sashankachakre Murabhidimaviramasvachittarantum Sukhakaramaparam najatu jane Haricharanasmaranamrutena tulyam Mabhirmandamano vichintya bahudha Yamishchiram yatanaha Naminah prabhavanti paparipavaha Swami nanu sridharaha Alasyam vyapaniya bhakti sulabham Dhyayasva narayanam Lokasya vyasanapano dhanakaro Dasasya kim nakshamaha Bhavajaladhigatanam dvandvavatahatanam Sutaduhitrakalatra-trana-bharardhitanam Vishama-vishayato ye majjatamaplavanam Sharanameko Vishnupoto naranam Bhavajaladhimagadham dustaram nistareyam Kathamahamithi cheto masmagakaataratvam Sarasijadrushi deve tavati bhaktireka Naragabhidi nishanna tarayishyatyavashyam Trishnato ye madanapavano dhutamohurvimale Dharavarti tanaya sahaja graha sangha kulecha Samsarakhe mahati jaladho majjatam nastridhaman Padambhoje varada bhavato bhaktinavam prayacha. So the request of Kulashekara Alvar is, Bhagavan, I don't care where you put me, whether in heaven or hell. The only request of mine is, give me wholehearted, single-pointed devotion at your lotus feet. Bhagavan, even at the time of death, I should be able to remember you. But I know remembering you at the time of death is very, very difficult. Therefore, at the time of death, there is so much of pain in the body. At that time, remembering is difficult. So therefore, let me make it a habit to firmly get rooted in your remembrance. So what are you going to do? I am going to meditate upon your divine form. I will listen to the glories of yours. I will listen to the biographies of all the great saints, so that I will get inspiration to cultivate this devotion. I will sincerely listen to this voice of conscience and thus be an obedient child of yours. And then I will efface the ego. The greatest enemy of devotion is our own ego. So through all activities, through karma yoga, through selfless service, ego effacement is possible. Surrendering unto the Lord, ego effacement happens. And through jnana yoga, how does ego effacement happen? By knowing the illusory nature of the Lord. So all the parts of yoga, basically they are addressing the ego only. So this way, I will progress in this path. Oh dear mind of mine, never become lazy in this path. Work hard. This path of devotion is very easy. Bhakti sulabham. Because in this path, the only thing to be done is drop the ego. So what are the 4 Mahavakyas? I am nothing, I know nothing, I have nothing, I can do nothing. That's all. And it's very clear also. It is not a very rocket science or something. It is very, very clear. God has created this world so that we can easily drop this ego. You know, this world is called ICU. You know what is ICU? What is ICU? Eye crushing university. It is a university where, whether you like it or not, your ego will be pulverized, powdered. So the best way is, instead of others pulverizing my ego, what is the best way? Let me myself efface the ego. That is painless process. When others do it, it's a very painful process. But unfortunately, what are we doing in our life? Instead of ego effacement, we are trying to do ego boosting. I am so and so. Don't you know me who I am? If you don't know, I will tell you who I am. I am a great somebody. There is a joy, no doubt about it. That joy is called an egoistic joy. When you praise yourself, there is a joy. But remember that initial joy finally ends up in pain only. Because greater the ego, greater is the possibility in this world to get it crushed. And this egoistic person is miserable everywhere. There is a very famous quote which says, an egoistic person buys things which he doesn't like to impress people whom he doesn't love with the money which he doesn't have. Very nice. Whatever he does it out of delusion. And finally, money is wasted, peace of mind is wasted, the relationships are broken. That is the glory of ego. But to the extent we can surrender the ego, efface the ego, to that extent we will attain peace in life. This is the secret of happiness. Nirmamo nirahankaraha sa shantim adhigacchati, Bhagavan says. The one who can live with these two attitudes, nirmamaha, nirahankara. No ahankara, no mamakara. No I-ness, no mine-ness. Everything belongs to God, nothing belongs to me. No mamakara. I am a nobody, no ahankara. Swamiji, isn't it inferiority complex? I am a nobody. Is it good to say I am a nobody? Doesn't it take away our self-confidence? Now see, there is a huge difference between humility and inferiority complex. Both appear to be like same. Inferiority complex person also says I am a nobody. A humble person also says I am a nobody. But what is the difference? Humility is a virtue. Inferiority complex is a vice. It is a negative trait. And what is the difference between these two? You see, humility is rooted in the truth. Humility is a virtue which is rooted in the truth. What is the truth? I am a nobody. Life is given by God, talents and abilities are given by God, sense organs are functioning by God, inspiration comes from God. So therefore, what am I? A nobody. It's a fact of life. But remember, not only I am a nobody, everybody is a nobody. Nobody is a somebody. Nobody is a somebody. Everybody is a nobody. This understanding is called humility. So the result of humility is peace of mind. But what is inferiority complex? Inferiority complex is not rooted in truth. It is rooted in ego only. Inferiority complex is just the other side of superiority complex. And both these complexes are the two sides of the same coin. And what is that coin? Ego. So when this inferiority complex person says, I am a nobody, according to him, in the society, there are so many somebodies. Today I am a nobody, but someday I will become a somebody. You see, in front of a somebody, I am a nobody. And I don't like to be a nobody. I want to be a somebody. This is called as inferiority complex. So there is a huge difference. That is not rooted in truth. It is rooted in ignorance only. And therefore, person with inferiority complex also says, I am a nobody, but he is sad that he is a nobody. Whereas a humble person also says he is a nobody, but he is cheerful. That's the difference. So, a humble person says, I am a nobody, no doubt. I can't do anything. But by the grace of God, I can do anything. That is called as self-confidence. It is not the... Is it mosquito? I am not able to see it also. I think it's gone. Okay. Not gone. Anyway. Huh? They want to listen to the Katha. But they should allow me, no? To tell the Katha. There is somebody. Okay. There is somebody who is not allowing me to be a nobody. Anyway. Yes. So therefore, a devotee will say, Oh God, I can do nothing, but by your grace, I can do anything. Now, this is called as self-confidence. So a humble person is not lacking self-confidence at all. And that's what we find in Hanumanji also. When Jambavan was asking, who can jump this ocean? He just remained quiet. Why? He knew that I can do nothing. He was quiet. But when Jambavan said, Hanuman, don't you know why you are born? You are born to serve the Lord. And when he heard this, if God has chosen me as the instrument, then I can do anything. And that's how he becomes huge. These are all the psychological facts. And then how did Hanuman fly? Like the arrow of the Lord. So when you see the arrow flying, you don't see the shooter. Isn't it? It is the shooter who chooses the arrow. It is the shooter who chooses the target, the speed of the arrow, direction of the arrow. Everything related to the arrow is chosen by the shooter. The shooter is not seen. Actually, arrow does nothing. Arrow is just a complete obedient servant of the shooter. That's why Hanumanji is compared with the arrow of the Lord. Anyway, coming back, the topic is this. Become egoless. And this is all what we need in bhakti. Bhakti sulabham. Alasyam vyapaniya bhakti sulabham dhyayasva narayanam. So consciously again and again you try to efface the ego. And the law is, to the extent the ego vanishes, to that extent the Lord enters. This is the law. To the extent the ego vanishes from our heart, who occupies the heart? The Lord occupies the heart. So whole spiritual sadhana is emptying oneself. So that is why that example of flute is given. How is that beautiful music coming from Bhagavan Krishna's flute? And flute is kept near the lips of the Lord. Why is it so? Because that flute has emptied itself. You see? In the same way, the more and more we empty ourselves of our ego, the more and more the music of the Lord starts flowing through us. This is the path of spirituality. Right. But suppose we don't choose this path. We live an arrogant life, egoistic life. Then what will happen? 12, 13, 14, which we have chanted. This is the way we suffer in our life. Verse number 12, you see, we have chanted it already. Bhavajaladhigatana dvandvavata hatana. So now, this person who is living in this world, suffering the ups and downs of the world, he has absolutely no devotion at all. His condition is compared to a person who is drowning in an ocean. So this world is compared with Bhavasagara, the ocean of transmigration. Bhavajaladhigatana dvandva vatahatana. So this person is drowning in the ocean. In the ocean, what do you find? The wind, vata. Wind is blowing left and right in all directions. And what are these wind blowing in all directions? Dvandvas, the ups and downs of life. What are the ups and downs of life? Sukha, dukkha, joy, sorrow, heat, cold, honor, dishonor, praise, criticism, victory, defeat, gain, loss. These are the winds blowing in all directions. This person is tossed up and down in that ocean, in those waves born out of those winds. Mind is filled with worry, tension, anxiety, stress. You will always find this. People who don't have any faith in God, non-devotees, their life will be filled with tension, worry, anxiety. Why is it so? It is so because everything in this world is uncertain. Tomorrow what is going to happen? Next moment what is going to happen? We don't know. And for such a devotee, there is nothing to hold on. Everything in this world is changing. Everything in this world is perishable. Now, holding on to the perishable thing, can you get imperishable happiness? Never. Everything is slipping away. Now, where will you hold on then? As far as a devotee is concerned, at least he has some God to hold on. Something is there which is the support of everything, which never perishes. That gives tremendous amount of peace. But suppose a person doesn't believe in God, then where will he hold on to? Things, beings, situations, everything has to perish and everything is uncertain. And when you are holding on to uncertain thing, what do we go through? Tension, worry, stress, all those things. So such a person is compared with drowning in the ocean. He is tossed up and down by the huge waves of the ocean. Dvandvavata hatana. And what is his condition? The verses are very strong, okay? We will discuss it later. First let us see the meaning. Suta duhitr kalatra trana bhararditanam. Arditanam, afflicted by. Now this person who is drowning, he has a huge burden on his head. Not only that he is struggling to keep himself afloat, there is a big burden on his head also. Just imagine his condition. And therefore he is afflicted by that burden. What is that burden? Suta, son. Duhitra, daughter. Kalatra, wife. Trana, to protect. Bhara, that is the weight. So he is having a family. And in his family there are so many family members. Son, daughter, wife, etc. That responsibility to take care of them, to keep them secure, to feed them, to protect them, this is the burden which he is carrying all the time. Once you have a family, there is also the responsibility towards family. This responsibility becomes a big burden for him. Vishama Vishayatoye. Now in this ocean you have water. What is this water? This water is the sense objects. Now what happens to a person who is in this ocean water? What is this water actually? Salt water. What happens when you drink salt water? You are thirsty, you drink salt water. What happens when you drink salt water? You become more thirsty. With more thirst, what will you do? You drink more water. You understand? You think that a particular thing is a solution. That solution itself comes back to be a bigger problem. All the pleasures of the world is like that. It is addictive, it is destructive. Kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena analena cha. It is compared with fire, all the pleasures of the world. More and more you put fuel into fire, will the fire say, enough? The name itself is like that. Alam yasya na vidyate iti analaha. That which never says enough is called fire. The definition of the word is like that. Alam means enough. Na alam, that is anala. Not enough. The more and more you give, the fire burns more and more. It will never say enough. These pleasures are also like that. You indulge in pleasure, for some time there is some relief. But again that craving for it comes back with greater intensity. That is why the example given is Vishama Vishayatoye. The sense pleasures are nothing but Visham only, poison only, which will kill us. So that is the water. So sensitive. Hari Om. Oh my God. Hari Om. Hari Om. Yes. So, Vishama Vishayatoye Majjatam Aplavanam. So the condition of a person who has no devotion is like a person drowning in the ocean without any boat. So what should he do? Bhavatu sharanameko Vishnu poto naranam. For him, this devotion for the Lord becomes like a ship to come out of this ocean of suffering. Next verse also same thing, that same example continues. Bhavajaladhimagadham dustaram nistareyam. This ocean, nobody can cross over with one's own effort. And the depth is also too much. Agadham, very deep. Dustaram, very difficult. Nistareyam, to cross over. Katham ahamiti cheto masmaga kataratvam. Oh dear mind, don't be scared. How will I cross over this ocean of samsara? See, just like this ocean is deep and unsurmountable, in the same way, this samsara is also impossible to cross over. See, samsara is compared with ocean. This world, with one's own effort, nobody can cross over this world. Crossing over this world means what? Coming out of birth-death cycle. Goes on and on and on, on and on and on, on and on, infinite numbers. Nobody can cross over and attain moksha with one's own self-effort. Not possible. Just like ocean. So, oh dear mind, don't get scared. How will I cross over this birth-death cycle? Don't get scared. Sarasija Drishi Deve Tavaki Bhakti Reka. This one thing called bhakti at the lotus feet of the Lord. Narakabhidi Nishanna Dhareshyati Avashyam. Surely this devotion for the Lord will take you across. Continuing with the same thought, verse number 14. Trishna Toye. This water is nothing but sense craving. Madana Pavana Udbhuta Moha Urmi Male. So when such big, what do you call, construction of words happen, you have to start from the back. What is the last one? Male. Mala means chain. What kind of chain? Urmi Male. Urmi means wave. So the chain of waves. What is that wave? Moha Urmi Male. The chain of waves of Moha. Moha means what? Delusion. Moha. The chains of waves of delusion. Udbhuta Moha Urmi Male. Udbhuta, born out of. So chains of waves of delusion born out of. You see how it is, meaning is taken out. Born out of what? Pavana. Pavana Udbhuta Moha Urmi Male. Pavana means what? Wind. The chains of the waves of delusion born out of the wind of. What is that wind? Madana. So here Madana means pride. That pride is called Madana. So when our heart is filled with ego, then that ego creates lot of delusion. Those delusions come and attack us like the waves in the ocean. So what is the greatest delusion of ego? Making me believe that I am this body. And then separating myself from this world. I am this, I am separate from the world. These are all different expressions of delusion. And then another aspect of this delusion, what does it do? Happiness is not here, happiness is there. Actually, I am Ananda Sarupa. But when the heart is ruled by the ego, when I look within, I don't see any Ananda Sarupa Atma. I see only Dukkha Sarupa Atma when I look within. So inside I am not finding happiness, so naturally I will go outside. And these sense objects they appear to glitter with joy, then I start chasing this joy of the outer world. Where am I chasing happiness? Where it is not there. This is called as delusion. So all of us are wandering in the world, searching for happiness which is not there in this world. That is why nobody is happy in this world. They may give you a good smile and all that, but inside everybody is crying. Everybody is miserable. Because we are searching for happiness in the place where it is not there. You know the story of that old lady who was searching for the needle? Okay, anyway, I'll tell you that story also. So there was this lady, it's a very famous story in Vedanta. So there is this old lady who was searching for a needle under the street light. And she was searching. So people who walked past, they said, Amma, what are you searching? No, I lost my needle. I'm just searching. Okay, one person joined. Another person also came. What are you searching? Okay, they also joined. Slowly, a big crowd was searching for this needle. And nobody was getting it. Everybody wanted to truly help that old lady. Finally, one sensible person asked, Amma, where did you lose it? So this lady said, I lost it in my hut. If you have lost it in your hut, why are you searching here? No, in my hut there is no light. Under the street there is light. Now we will laugh at that old lady, but we are that old lady. What are we doing? Searching for happiness. Where? Where it is not there. Everybody is searching. And everybody is miserable also. So we have lost our happiness inside. Where are we searching? Searching outside. So this is our condition. So what I am trying to say is, this is what the ego does. Ego deludes us completely. What is the truth? It hides. What is illusion? It projects. And make us chase the illusion by hiding the truth. This is what the ego does. And that is why all egoistic people are miserable all over the world. How much powerful they are, how much rich they are. Everybody is miserable. The real secret of happiness is give up this ego. So now, here is a condition of a person who is completely immersed in the world. He has no time for devotion, he has no time for scriptures, he has no time for satsang. Completely immersed in money making. This is what the ego does. Ego makes you believe that money is the most important thing in the world. So what is his condition then? In his own family, he is not happy. Look what is written there. A very strong statement. Dharavarte. For him, his own wife becomes a whirlpool. Now he is in the ocean now. Dharavarte tanaya sahaja graha sanghakulecha. His own son, his own brother becomes sharks to eat him alive. You see? His own near and dear ones becomes threat for him, problems for him. Putradapi dhanabhajam bhiti sarvatresha vihitariti. Shankaracharya writes. For a rich person, his own son, he is facing threat from his own son. The son is waiting to kill the father to get all the money. So, Dharavarte tanaya sahaja graha sanghakulecha samsarakhe mahati jaladhau majjatam nastridham. Bhagavan, in this way we are drowning in this ocean of transmigration. Bhagavan, for such miserable people like us. Padam bhoje varada bhavato bhakti navam prayacha. Bhagavan, please send your ship of devotion to save us from this miserable existence of ours. So now, let us discuss a little regarding this also, because people might misunderstand all these verses. Wife is a whirlpool, son is a shark and all that. So it has to be properly understood. Misunderstanding is very easy. You see, in our scriptures, there are 4 stages of life. What are the 4 stages? Brahmacharya ashrama, next one, grihasthashrama, next one, vanaprastha, last one, sannyasashrama. They are all called ashrama. Ashrama means what? A sacred institution for our evolution. That is called as ashrama. So it is said first 25 years you are in Brahmacharya ashrama. You go to Gurukula, you gain the right understanding about life. That is the first 25 years of study, where you develop right understanding about what life is. Because life is very complicated. Body is complicated, mind is complicated, intellect is complicated, the world is complicated, everything is complicated. So with a complicated body mind, I am supposed to interact in a complicated world. Living is not easy. Happily living is not easy. Existing is easy. Living an intelligent life, you need guidance. So therefore, the first 25 years should be dedicated for gaining right understanding about life. So in the Vedic times, the children would be sent to Gurukula. Under a learned, enlightened master, they all sit and learn. First 25 years. Then they come out with persons of character, with right understanding about life. Then they enter into grihasthashrama, family life. So the next 25 years, 25 to 50, they enter into family life. Now remember, family life is also an institution for spiritual evolution. Don't think that family life is for indulgence. No. In that family life, there are a lot of opportunity to purify the mind. Because there is so much of sacrifice involved. In the family, there is sacrifice. Husband has to sacrifice, wife has to sacrifice for children, for each other. So it's an institution of sacrifice, tyaga. Again, it's an institution of seva. Seva means what? Service. Service, sacrifice, and all these things helps a person to evolve, to purify the mind. Remember, grihasthashramis are the only ones who are earning members. Brahmachari doesn't earn. Vanaprasthi is a retired person, he doesn't earn. Sannyasi, of course, he doesn't earn. And who is the only earning person? Grihasthashrama. They are the ones who are supporting all the other ashramas. So a lot of seva opportunities there. And also, in grihasthashrama, a lot of problems come. And every time you take the problem to Lord, you find a solution. In the process, what happens? Your love for God increases, devotion increases, relationship increases with God. Slowly, the mind is filled with devotion. The best way of developing devotion is take your problem to God, and when you see favorable responses coming from Him, your faith in God increases, love for God increases. So, in grihasthashrama, there is seva, there is tyaga, and then there is bhakti, and the fourth one, there is also vairagya. Vairagya means what? Dispassion. You understand the limitation of everything in this world. What are the 6-fold limitations of this world? Have you studied Bhajagovindam? Yes. Okay, those who have studied. Anyway, I will repeat it for you. I will not allow you to forget. So the first one is limitation of worldly knowledge. So what is that verse? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukran Karane. At the time of death, Dukran Karane will not help you. Some grammar will not help you. Your worldly knowledge will not help you. The only thing which will help you is spiritual knowledge. So this is the limitation of worldly knowledge. Whatever we study in our schools and colleges, that is called as worldly knowledge. It is needed. It helps us. It's a bread-winning education, money-making education. It is needed, but it has its limitation. It cannot give you peace at the time of death. It cannot give you any kind of strength. So this is the limitation of worldly wealth, the limitation of worldly knowledge. Next one, limitation of worldly wealth. What is the limitation? Mudha jahi dhanagama trishna kuru sadbuddhim manasi vitrishna yallabhase nija karmo patam Vittam tena vinodaya chittam. What is the limitation of worldly wealth? What I truly want, it cannot give. I want peace of mind. Can it give that? No. It can give me comforts. AC, heater, yes. But peace of mind is something different. You can't purchase peace with money. And so many like that goes. Can you purchase health with money? No. You may buy medicines, you may buy food, but not health. So actually what I want in life, it cannot give me. Can I purify the mind with wealth? No. So therefore, wealth has its utility, no doubt about it. Food, shelter, clothing it can give, but truly speaking, what really elevates me, evolves me, it cannot. That is a limitation of worldly wealth. So what will a spiritual person do? He will focus more upon spiritual wealth. In Bhagavad Gita, it is called as Daivi Sampat, divine wealth. Really wise person tries to gain this wealth. What are the divine wealths in this world? Devotion, dispassion, knowledge, purity, humility, compassion, all the noble virtues of life he will try to gain. Because this is the real thing which will help you everywhere. When I am born in this world, what is that wealth which gives me a healthy body in a cultured family, evolved family? What is that wealth? It is divine wealth, not worldly wealth. Which family I will be born, in which body I will be born, in which environment I will be born, everything is decided by this wealth called punya, divine wealth. So therefore, a wise person pays lot of attention to gaining this kind of wealth, the noble virtues of life. Okay. So this is the limitation of worldly wealth. So first one, worldly knowledge. Second one, worldly wealth. Third one, worldly pleasures, limitation. Sukhata kriyate rama bhoga paschadhanta sharire roga. We indulge in all these pleasures thinking that it gives us happiness. But in the end what happens? Body becomes weak, sense organs become weak, mind get totally disturbed, we get addicted in so many ways. It is nothing but poison only. So this is the limitation of worldly pleasure. Fourth one, limitation of worldly existence. What is the limitation of worldly existence? Limitation of worldly existence is Nalini dalagata jalamati taralam Tattvajjeevitamati shayachapalam Vidhi vyadhyabhimanagrastam Lokam shokahatam cha samastam. What is life? Life is like the water droplet playing upon the lotus petal. One small breeze and that water droplet, it is not stuck to that leaf. It is just floating. There are some oil-like surfaces there. So that water just rolls down from that leaf. Nalini dalagata jalamati taralam tattva jeevitam. Our life is like that. Water droplet playing upon the lotus petal. Any moment it is uncertain, we just don't know how long we are going to last. So this is the limitation of worldly existence. What about spiritual existence? Spiritual existence is state of immortality. See? On one side, you must know the limitation of the world. On the other side, you must know the perfection of spiritual life. That is the whole purpose. The purpose is not to make you all pessimistic in life. So, this is a limitation of worldly existence. Someday or the other, life has to go. Life is very uncertain, like that water droplet playing on the lotus petal, number 4. Number 5, limitation of worldly love. What is the limitation? Yavat vitto parjana sattah tavan nija parivaro raktah pascha jivati jarjara dehi vartam gopina prachati ge. As long as you are an earning member in the society, everybody loves you, respects you, takes care of you. But a time comes when you become old. Can't see, can't hear, can't stand up, can't sit. Then, Vartam Gopina Prichari, nobody cares for you. You become completely ignored. Like a furniture piece, they say. This is the nature of this world. When you are a giver, everybody loves you. When you become old, everybody ignores you. Like curry leaves. You know what is curry leaves? You take the essence and then throw it out. Or like the flowers. When it is fresh, it has a great demand. It adorns the chest of the Lord. But once it becomes dried up, next day into dustbin. This is life. So this is the nature of the world. Worldly love is like that. This is a limitation. What about divine love? Always you have to compare with that. Bhagavan's love for you is infinite and unconditional. Whoever you are, his love is always there. He is ever present, ever paying attention, ever loving. Unconditional, infinite love is his love. What is the kind of love we get from the world? Conditional love, imperfect love, selfish love. As I say, love because of. Because you have something, they love you. What is God's love? Love in spite of. So this is the 5th limitation. What is the 5th limitation? Limitation of worldly love. 6th one, limitation of worldly relationship. Yavat pavano nivasati dehe tavat prachati kushalam gehe gatavati vayo deha paye bharya vibhyati tasmin ka. As long as you are breathing, your wife is there to help you, serve you. But once you stop breathing, you are dead. Your own wife will be scared of your body. That is what it said. The whole point is not the question of wife and all. The point is every relationship is limited. Is a limitation. It has a starting point. It will have an ending point. Any worldly relationship. What about our relationship with God? Permanent. So these are the 6 limitations of this world. What are the 6? Number 1, limitation of worldly knowledge. Number 2, limitation of worldly wealth. Number 3, worldly pleasures. Number 4, worldly existence. I will not allow you to forget, don't worry. Worldly existence. 5th one, worldly love. 6th one, worldly relationship. Always remember this. So in Grihastha Ashrama, you get a hands-on experience with this limitation. It is not a theoretical knowledge, it is a practical knowledge. You go through all this. And thus, when you go through all this, the mind becomes ripe with maturity. You see, maturity doesn't come by reading books. Maturity comes by going through life's experiences directly. And finally, what happens by the end of Grihasthashrama life, if you have truly lived it in the light of the scriptural knowledge, then you become a ripe person, filled with bhakti, filled with vairagya, devotion, dispassion, knowledge, and you have become fit to transcend that Grihasthashrama and enter into Vanaprastha. In Vanaprastha, more and more time you devote for God, for spiritual practice. You slowly withdraw from active worldly life. So that is Vanaprastha stage. And finally, in Sannyasa stage, 100% you devote only for spiritual practices. So that remembrance of God becomes very, very, very strong. At the time when we exit this body, we should exit remembering the Lord. So the whole, 100% time is utilized for that. Just like that aeroplane stands on the runway and runs, that is sannyasa. Focus only upon God. So that I take off smoothly. What is smooth takeoff? Remembering God and leaving the body. That is smooth takeoff. Otherwise it's crash landing only. So, first ashrama, brahmacharya ashrama, then grihastha ashrama. In grihastha ashrama, what all you cultivate? Bhakti, vairagya, tyaga, seva. You prepare the mind, purify the mind, and then become fit to go into the next stage. When does the next stage start? The moment you see the face of your grandchild, that is the demarcation. To enter into Vanaprastha. But many times what happens, we get stuck up in Grihasthashrama only. You see, the child in the womb should remain there for 9 months. Till 9 months, the child has to grow in the womb. Child should not come out. So this Grihasthashrama is like a womb. But suppose the child doesn't come out of after 9 months also, then what do you do? It is a threat for the mother, it is a threat for the child also. Then what do you do? Caesarean. That caesarean is what you see here. Dharavarte tanaya sahaja grahasanga kule. I am so attached with my wife, my home, my car, my children, my grandchildren. Then a caesarean is necessary. That is what you see in here. Wife becomes like a whirlpool. See, it is not the wife who is a whirlpool. My own unhealthy attachment to my wife becomes a whirlpool for me. Don't blame your wife. Again, don't say that why Swamiji only wife is mentioned. For wife, husband is the whirlpool. Our own unhealthy attachments becomes the suffocating point which pulls us down. We have come to this world in order to gain liberation, in order to gain perfection, but what happens? The world itself becomes a, what you call, noose around the neck. That should not happen. Whatever time we exist in this world, at least 2 steps, few steps, we must go out little evolved, not devolved. Then the purpose of life is served. But sometimes what happens, that grihasthashrama, mainly the trap is grihasthashrama only. Nobody gets stuck up in brahmacharya ashram. Grihasthashrama is full of temptation, full of various kinds of addiction. So that's a dangerous place. So that is why such harsh words are used. Not because grihasthashrama is dangerous, but if without knowledge when we enter into grihasthashrama, that ashrama can be a trap, not helping us in the path of spiritual evolution. That is the whole point. Therefore, now let us move on. The most important thing in all this is satsang. Unless we are in the company of wise people, knowledgeable people, this knowledge you will never get from anywhere else. All such discussions will never be seen anywhere else, only in satsang. So that glory of satsang is very interestingly pointed out in verse number 15 in a very unique way. Let us chant 15. Madraksham kshina punyan kshanamapi bhavato bhaktihinan padamje ma shausham shravyabandham tava charitamapasya anyadakhyana jatam tava charitamapasya anyadakhyana jatam Masmarsham madhavattvamapi bhuvanapate Smarsham madhavattvamapi bhuvanapate Cetasa pahnuvana Ma bhuvam tvatsaparya vyatikararahito Janma janmantarepi Madraksham kshina punyan kshanamapi bhavato Bhaktihinan padamje Ma shausham shravyabandham Tava charitamapasyanyadathyana jatam Masmarsham madhavattvamapi bhuvanapate Cetasa pahnuvanan Ma bhuvam tvatsaparya vyatikararahito Janma janmantarepi. Yes. Madraksham, may I not even see such people. Who are they? Kshina punya, full of papa only. Those people whose lives are filled with papa, no punya they have done. I don't even want to see them. Kshanamapi, even for a moment. Bhavato bhaktihinan padamji, those people who don't have any devotion at your lotus feet. Oh Lord, I don't even want to see such unfortunate ones. Ma Srausham Shravyabandham. May I not even hear such compositions. Tavacharitam Apasya Anyat Akhyana Jatam. Those compositions where your glory is not sung, all unwanted worldly nonsense is present. I don't even want to listen to such compositions. Masmarsham Madhava. Oh Madhava, oh Lord, I don't even want to remember Tvamapi Bhuvanapate Chetasa Apahnuvanan. Those who have abandoned you with their mind, such people, I don't even want to remember about them. Ma Bhuvam Tvatsaparya Vyatikararahito Janma Janmantarepi. Bhagavan, never put me in a situation where I am not able to worship you. Janma Janmantarepi, in every life. Make sure that I get an opportunity to worship you every day. I am surrounded by devotees. I have enough opportunity to listen to satsang. Any other people, I don't want to have any relationship with them. So here, the glory is the glory of satsang. Dussangaha sarvathatyajyaha, Narada Bhakti Sutra says. Bhajagovindam also there is a verse. What is that verse? Satsangatve nisangatvam nisangatve nirmohatvam nirmohatve nischalatatvam nischalatatve jivanmuktihi. Satsangatve nisangatvam. First step is associating ourselves with wise people. That's the first step. Then what will happen? You are inspired in this path. Right understanding about life is gained. And automatically, if truly you are affected by satsang, the next thing will happen. What is that next thing? Nissanga. Automatically, you will be, worldly people will throw you out. Because you are not interested in their gossip or worldly chit chat, masala talking, you have no interest. So therefore they stop calling him. Hey, don't call him. He will start his Vedanta now. So that is very good. That's a very good indication that satsang is gaining root. So satsangatva nisangatva must happen. You no more want to associate yourself with worldly stupid people. You love satsang. And then in the satsang what happens? Satsangatve, nisangatvam, nisangatve, nirmohatvam. All delusion about life goes away. Right understanding comes in. Nirmohatve, nischalatattvam. With the right understanding you come to know that infinite essence in you, immortal essence in you, imperishable essence in you. Nischalatattvam. Nischalatattve jivan mukti. That is called as liberation. So everything starts from where? Satsang. We should always associate ourselves with good people, noble people, devotees. Wherever satsang is there, you should just go and sit. You will learn something. And always let such people be our family members, literally. So then slowly what happens? You evolve. We can very clearly see 5 years, 10 years, 15 years you are in satsang. You clearly see the difference. How I was and how I am. Huge difference. That is a glory. So that is what Kulashekara says. Bhagavan, put me always in satsang, never in dussang. And now what happens when you chant Bhagavan's name? So next verse says, whatever your desire is, whatever your needs are, that Lord takes care of it. You know, many times people say, Swamiji, you can conduct satsang, but we have a family to take care. Arey Baba, you chant his name, whatever is needed for you will come to you. Yoga Kshemam Mahamyam ananyaschintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Bhagavan says, the ones who worships me, surrenders unto me, and fixes his mind on me, it is my responsibility to take care of the welfare and well-being of my devotees. So therefore, never say that it's a waste of time. To the extent you surrender unto God, it becomes God's responsibility to take care of you. He will provide a conducive environment where your material prosperity is taken care and spiritual evolution is taken care. So that verse comes next. We will see it in the next class. That is tomorrow. Shambho Shankara Sada Shiva. Shambho Shankara Sada Shiva. Shambho Shankara Sada Shiva. Shambho Shankara Sada Shiva. Sarveshwara mam pahi prabho. Sarveshwara pahi prabho. Pahi prabho mam pahi vibho. 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 Lingodbhava hara lingeshwara. Lingodbhava hara lingeshwara. Jagadishwara mam pahi prabho. Jagadishwara pahi prabho. Jagadishwara mam pahi prabho. Jagadishwara pahi prabho. Pahi prabho mam pahi vibho. 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 Shiva 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 Shivaya Namah Om. 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 Hara 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 Haraya Namah Om. Hara 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 Haraya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Haraya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Haraya Namah Om. Haraya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Haraya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Haraya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Haraya Namah Om. शिवाय नमः। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। जय।
So just like please, what's our